8 months after the submission of the Operation Recover All Loot report, which contained 2,417 suspected corruption complaints, no individual named in the documents has been jailed, raising concerns over the pace of accountability efforts. The report, which was compiled by a special committee tasked with investigating the misappropriation of public funds and assets, identified several individuals allegedly involved in acts of corruption and financial misconduct. Despite its submission to the relevant authorities, there has been little movement towards legal action or recovery of the said funds. The delay has sparked public criticism with calls for swift prosecution and enforcement to ensure the report does not gather dust. Civil society groups have also urged the government to demonstrate its commitment to fighting corruption by acting decisively on the committee's findings. Today, the Attorney General, Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayene, addressed the matter and gave a tall list of persons under prosecution. Take a listen.
Our investigators have diligently concluded investigations in the following cases: the Sky Train, National Service Goods Name Scandal, District Road Improvement Project or DRIP, National Lotteries, Palgo Multipurpose Dam, SML, Frontier Healthcare Services, Free Wi-Fi, National Ambulance, Bonkra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, Sputnik V vaccines case, and the land looting cases. In the case of the land looting cases, 8 have been completed and then 1 is outstanding. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a sense of what pertains. When the dockets are brought to my office, and the latest set of dockets were brought 2 weeks ago, I go through them diligently with the prosecution staff, the attorneys in the prosecution division, and other lawyers we work with, and then we can build a case and advise the investigators as to what to do when we find loopholes that may be exploited by defense attorneys. So I want to give 2 examples. In the case of the Bonkra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, the report has been returned to my office. We have done our reading of the report and analysis of it, and we've come to the conclusion that there is a need for us to have a value for money audit, because that is the only way by which will determine the extent to which there was malfeasance relating to the finances of the project. But so far, nothing has been discovered that should cause us to take action in court in terms of criminality. I'll give another example. The District Road Improvement Project, which is DRIP. We did the investigation. The preliminary report was returned to my office. I studied it. I gave directions as to what to do. And the investigators have went back to do their work. We are going through each one of them because we are looking at a criminal investigation. And in criminal law, charges must be specific. Continue to use that strategy. In a situation where there is a small criminal among big criminals, and the small criminal knows a lot, it is better as a matter of prosecutorial strategy to use a small criminal to get the information in order to be able to succeed, and that is what I'm doing. Also, I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the NSA, the National Service Scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion, and not the 548 million that was uncovered by my investigators as at June 2025.
So that's the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayene. Let me go to the Office of Government Communication and speak to Julius Anthony. Julius, good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time on 505.
Good evening, and it's a pleasure to be with you.
Great. So, prior to the 2024 elections, many, because of the campaign messages that the NDC administration or the NDC then opposition talked about, that when they win power, many of then government appointees who are found in corruption and corruption-related offenses will be jailed. And of course, many would have thought that by now we'll be looking for money to expand our prisons because more of these former appointees will be going to jail. 8 months after the Oware report was submitted to President John Dramani Mahama, people are saying no show so far. What's happening?
if you listen to President John Dramani Mahama in his last address, accounting to the people of Ghana on the work he has done so far, he made a very profound statement. He said that our commitment to do due diligence may afford those who have looted this country some temporary reprieve, but it would not grant them a permanent escape from justice. That statement that the president made is one that is pregnant with a lot of things. Now, if you want to fully dispense justice, there are clear requirements of law that you must follow due process, that you must establish criminal culpability against the persons that have been accused. Of course, ordinarily we can decide that we control the executive and by extension the law enforcement institutions. And so we'll pass anybody with some sort of wrongdoing and detain them for as long as we like. We could do that. But it would be lawless. It would be lawless. It would be contrary to due process of law. Now, if you listen to Dr. Ayeni today, what you would observe is an attorney general who is meticulous in his work, who is not on a mission to wait hand people on basis of mere suspicion, but who is committed to establishing clear basis of culpability before proceeding to court. If you listen to him, he made an example of the Inland Port case, where he said so far he has not been able to find any credible basis to proceed with prosecution. But if you listen to the Balkan issue, I mean, the facts are so stark. The evidence of criminality is so palpable that there would be no argument that people have decided to use public office for private profit. This is how we should proceed as a country. And now that we have a clear dossier, clear evidence and a basis of prosecution, we have filed charges against these people. And then we can proceed and let the court make a proper determination. I understand that the Ghanaian people are pained by the fact that they went to the polls and trusted President Kufuor and gave him the public trust, and he decided to allow his appointees and himself to dissipate it. I understand that there is that concern. But we are committed to ensuring that we do this once and we do it for all, and we do it with all due diligence. And I think that that is the guiding principle with which the learned Attorney General is proceeding. We do not think that there is the need to succumb to the pressure and the anxiety, however genuine it is, from the people of Ghana, and rush to court without a basis or without establishing an airtight case. If we do that, it will be thrown out, and then the same people would come out and say that, well, we went to court and we didn't have anything. So we want to be clear with the sort of evidence we are laying before the court. That is the job of prosecution using Bafo-Boni and the Republic. Is that the job of prosecution is to make clear evidence before the court to establish, culpability. And so that is what the Lord Attorney General is doing in this case. I would also want to state that if there is no basis to prosecute anybody, we are not going to do that. But for the people that have been appointed by the Attorney General, there is a clear basis to prosecute them. And I can tell you, there is a 99.99% chance for success in the cases that the Attorney General is going to file. For that, I have that trust in it. And so, please, have some trust in our government, have some trust in the Attorney General, and know that we are doing this in compliance with due process of law and in commitment to ensuring that those who take public office as an opportunity to enrich themselves get a clear message that such acts will not continue so long as the National Democratic Congress forms government in this country or has opportunity to form government in this country.
The Attorney General talked about evidence. Of course, when you go to court, you speak evidence. You don't just speak any grammar. And unfortunately, some of these evidence, takes time for it to be established. Therefore, cases of corruption-related offences traveling 2, 3, 5 years, as long as it can be. What then can be done about, maybe a justice system to expedite action on some of these corruption cases? Because for the case of
what President Mahama has been doing so far, he is trying to make sure that we do not only deal with the corruption in past government, but we deter corruption in the present government by establishing mechanisms that make corruption or corruption-related activities unattractive. You saw his meeting with the Auditor General and the Lord Chief Justice with plans to discuss the establishment of special courts to deal with findings of the Auditor General, so that persons who, manage public funds would be processed to those specialized courts. And that would deal with some of those issues that are discovered earlier. And in the likely event of any future ones, that is going to also be there. It would allow the regular court processes to focus on some of these matters and make sure that they are fast-tracked. That is what we need to take notice of. So, and you also need to learn that the Leonard Dr. was a defense attorney for several years, and he's used to whatever tactics that may be adopted by defense attorneys in these cases, and so he would know exactly how to make his way around them and make sure that these processes are successful. What I can guarantee you is that we would achieve 2 core things: 1, compliance with due process of law; 2, we will secure convictions against all persons.
I see. Well, Julius, let me thank you for a time this evening.
I think there was a bit of interruption, if I can. We will secure conviction against all persons who have ripped this country up, and more importantly, we would make them cough out all that they have stolen. They will cough it all out. That we can assure you.
But some believe the lack of action signals a lack of political will especially to go after Julius, especially to go after politically connected individuals.
No, the point is this: how did these people manage to steal from the Republic? It was because they were in control of the executive arm of government. What that implies is that they would use that same executive arm of government to prevent anybody who is an opposition actor from being able to have access to the real information, the light that could convict them for criminality. And so you must understand that the NDC, while it was an opposition, as we then was, made these promises on basis of the suspicions we had. Now that we are in control of the executive government, we would have to make prosecutions on basis of the evidence we have. And gathering evidence is action. If the Land Attorney General uses 9 months in ensuring that he gathers credible evidence, the kind that would nail accused persons and ensure that they are convicted and made to, refund money that are owed to the state, you can't call it inaction. Inaction will not make you find out that people looted this country and use the money to build real estate. Inaction will not lead you to bank transactions that these people have made. These are not inaction. These are not inaction. You don't wake up and go to court without this evidence. And to get this evidence, you need multiple interstate agency action to come to possession of this evidence. So if you say there is inaction, we don't respect. You are being very unfair to the Land Attorney General and by extension the government. Inaction will not give you this evidence. It will not.
Julius, let me thank you for your time this evening. I'm grateful. So that's Julius Anthony, who is with government communication, responding to some of these matters. We'll go on the line. We'll stay on the line shortly. But the former chief executive officer of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company, Abdul Wahab Hanan, has denied corruption allegations leveled against him by the Attorney General during the press briefing, calling the claims untrue and deeply unfortunate. In a statement, Abdul Wahab said he had no involvement in the issues referenced and has instructed his lawyers to take legal steps to protect his reputation. He was arrested by the IOCO on June 25, 2025, along with his wife over allegations of large-scale financial misconduct during his tenure. He was detained for 2 weeks before being granted bail, set at 60 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Let me share excerpts of that statement, what he put out on Facebook, his Facebook page. To you. It says that my attention has been drawn to a recent statement made by the Honorable Attorney General during a press engagement in which my name was mentioned in connection with allegation of corruption. I wish to state respectfully that these claims are untrue and do not reflect the fact of the matter. I have no involvement in these issues being referred to, and I find the comment deeply unfortunate. I have asked my legal representatives to review the situation and to advise on the appropriate steps to protect my reputation. I look forward to the opportunity to present my side and to have my day in court, where I am confident that the truth will be made clear. I remain fully committed to the principles of honesty, transparency, and integrity that have guided my work throughout my career. So this is by Abdul Wahab Hanan, who is the former chief executive officer of National Food and Buffer Stock. This is 505 here on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, across the country and across the world on classfmonline.com. Let me go on the phone line and speak to Mr. Emmanuel Wilson Jr., who is a chief crusader with the Crusaders Against Corruption. He joins me on the phone on this particular discussion. Mr. Wilson, good evening to you. Thank you for your time on 505.
Hello.
Wilson, yes, Mr. Wilson, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great.
Your line keeps going back, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In your view, what are the possible institutional or political
Hello?
obstacles? Mr. Wilson, can you hear me?
Hello?
Mr. Wilson, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm asking that, in your view, what are the political institutions?
Oh, no. Hello? It's
Yes.
gone off again.
Okay. We'll have to maybe re-establish contact with you. But can you hear me now? I've lost Mr. Emmanuel Wilson Jr. On the line. We seem to have some connection problem back there. We'll establish contact with him and then have a conversation with him. So that's Emmanuel Wilson Jr., who is the chief crusader with the Crusaders Against Corruption. Join us on this particular discussion. So that's the session. But we're listening to what Attorney General Dr. Dominic Akuritinga talked about. But Emmanuel Wilson joins me back on the line. Mr. Wilson, can you hear me now? Mr. Wilson Jr.,
Hello, I can hear you.
Great. So I was asking that, in your view, what are the possible institutional or political obstacles hindering prosecutions of those named in the report, especially those who are politically connected?
Well, legally it will be difficult because, it will be difficult for me to pinpoint anything. Because the legal process is very clear. It says that when you suspect someone of committing any criminal offense, you do the necessary investigations, you put the necessary documents together, what we call evidence together, and then you present your case before the court of competent jurisdiction. And so it's kind of worrying that we'll have all the state institutions which are supposed to do investigation, and it looks like all we hear from them is more of the expressing difficulties in ensuring that what they've been told to do or what they are being employed to do or paid to do, they will do. And so, there's really nothing barring. The court is the court. And as we keep saying, the law is the law. And so when you're able to do your investigation properly, get all the necessary documents together, nothing prevents you from going to the legal court.
Is it that there's no political will, or our system itself, that's the legal system, kind of shielding politically exposed person engaged in corruption?
Well, I would not say it's the legal system, because when we talk